Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Kiran. So in today's video, I'm sharing how to relieve random aches and pains with compassion. But first, a disclaimer. I am not a doctor or a medical professional. Everything that I'm sharing in this video comes from my personal experience. So with all I share, please always check in for resonance and only keep what resonates and discard the rest. So I'll start with a personal story. So last month I came down with stomach pain, and at first I thought it was probably because of indigestion or I had overworked myself and my body just needed rest, and that's what I did. But after 3 days, when the pain didn't go away, I got worried because I had a lot of work scheduled for that week, and I figured there might be something else going on with regards to my pain. Now, whenever I have pain, I always like to close my eyes and just feel into it, and that's exactly what I did. And as I felt into the pain, it was like it was coming from outside of the stomach area, not inside, not like you would get an acid reflux, so you know it's inside. This was more on the outside. Once I had this clarity, I said to myself, okay, how would you describe this pain? And for me, that was someone taking hot pieces of coal and putting them right around the stomach area where I had pain. Now, my description made no logical sense, but I didn't judge it. I just let it be. And then I had an intuitive feeling that this was something that I probably experienced in another lifetime. And as I compassionately witnessed it, the pain was gone after 5 hours. And this actually stunned me because what I had been struggling with for 3 days was now gone in 5 hours, and I made a mental note of it. Now, a few days later, I came down with eye pain, and again I applied this 3-step process, which is number 1, find out the body from which the pain is stemming from. Number 2, describe the pain. And number 3, compassionately witness it. And as I went through this process, again, the pain was gone in a matter of hours. And this shocked me because typically when I have eye pain, I am done for the day. Like there is no way that I can do any work that day. So to have this pain be gone in a matter of hours was surprising, to say the least. Now, if you are wondering what kind of aches and pains does this process apply to, in my experience, you can apply this process to chronic pain, you can apply it to random aches and pains, aches and pains for which there is no reason or rhyme. This process works wonders. If you're on a spiritual journey and you're growing and evolving your consciousness, you know that aches and pains are part of the process. Because as your body is trying to make space for higher frequencies, anytime it encounters any blockage, outwardly that manifests as pain. Now let's break down this 3-step process in detail. So step number 1 is find out, identify which body is the pain stemming from. Is it physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual? So when you look at your body actually comprises of 4 layers: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. And I made a video on this topic explaining it in great detail, and I'll put a link to that somewhere in the description below. Now, when there is a physical pain, think of a person having a fracture or a cut or a wound. You can see it, you can touch it, that's physical pain right there. Similarly, when you have an acid reflux or indigestion or fever, even though you can't touch it or feel it, you know it's inside the body. Again, part of the physical body pain. Now, when the pain is stemming from emotional body, this is when you feel a lot of anger or rage or jealousy. Pain from this body, it feels more like coming from your unhealed emotions. Moving on, when the pain is stemming from your mental body, now this can look like where you mentally feel agitated, or your thoughts are all over the place, or you have OCD-like symptoms, or you have a negative thought and you just can't get it out of your head. And finally, when the pain is stemming from your spiritual body, and again, I'm only loosely describing it here. A lot of times it can feel as if it is coming from outside of your body, just like I had shared in the example before. Another example of this would be you have a situation happen in your life, but your reaction to it is highly exaggerated. That many times could be pointing to spiritual pain. Now, once you have identified which body, which layer your pain is stemming from, the next part is describe the pain. Like if you were to describe the pain to someone, what would you tell them? What does it feel like? Does it have a color? Does it have a shape? Does it come and go? Now, whenever I have to feel into the pain, two things I like to do is number one, close my eyes because it just helps to cut out outside distraction. And number two, quiet my mind because that's the only way I can really pinpoint and isolate the pain. And once you tune into your pain, describe it exactly as you feel it. Don't try to make it pretty. Don't try to change it. Say like it is. And in the final step, compassionately witness what you uncovered in step 1 and 2. In other words, be with your pain. Don't judge it. Don't run away from it. Just be with it, even if you don't understand it at a conscious level. Because when you can witness your pain as an observer, as a neutral witness, the pain will discharge itself. You know, in the past few days, I was reflecting on this topic in this video, and it dawned on me that this concept of self-healing, of working with our physical body, is not something we are taught or something that's discussed in the mainstream. And yet, we all know in our heart that there's innate ability of our body to heal itself. Now, my intention in this video is not to disregard or discredit our medical system. Of course, it has its place in our world, in our society. I think what I'm really getting to here is that not every pain needs medical intervention. And the best way to discern that is with your intuition, with your inner guidance system. And if for any reason you feel overwhelmed or you just don't know where to start, then know that a heartfelt prayer is always answered. So I just wanted to share these thoughts and add to the broader context of this video. And now I will wrap up with another personal story. So in 2019, I woke up to an excruciating neck pain, and my first thought was, what could I possibly have done in my sleep state to have manifested this pain? Like when I felt into the pain, it was almost like my neck was disconnected from my body. Now logically, it made no sense because when I looked into the mirror, my body and my neck and my head were still intact. And so I just let it be. Now later that day, I was watching a documentary on crusades against the Cathar people in 1300s. Now once I was done watching the documentary, I had an intuitive nudge that I was one of the people killed in the crusade, and the neck pain I had was somehow connected to it. Now as I compassionately witnessed the pain, it was gone after 2 days. And so if you're willing to have some introspection, if you are willing to connect with your heart, with your intuition, this 3-step process works wonders. I hope the suggestions in this video were helpful. As always, please only take what resonates, discard the rest. Thank you so much for your time, and I will see you in the next video.